Done. Now I can proceed further.
Wow, that was
Let
trying.
us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery. I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
I did as you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider. And remember our vows. I have done nothing dishonorable for which you need. A letter seized from Hurtley. A portion of the text was successfully recovered after chemical processing. Find a use. Dialogue. Find a use. Find a use. So I guess these symbols, meaning I have to do something with them, I guess. But let's go talk to Hurtley.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Alright, let's see.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Really? That's all you can see through that?
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
Aren't suspects always that way, Dr. Watson? Is it really that unusual? Break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that has been lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. Let's see, Jim Hurtley's letter. Okay. None of that works. There's no connection between any of those. Alright, let's go talk to Mr. Hurtley. No, let me just try something here.
please escort this suspect for interrogation? So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now.
Okay, that's gonna have something to do with... Well, that's Peter Carey's boots, and that's Hurtley's boots. So then,
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
let's go to Baker Street. Oh, no, I don't want to go to Baker Street. I want to go back to where the man was murdered. Maybe I can ask Mrs. Carey, or should I say Ms. Carey, regarding her husband's boots.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Well, let's see.
Locked.
Does she have a key?
Who could do such a
Nope.
thing? My poor husband.
Okay, we can't go... Can't go behind there for some reason.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. The tooth of a sperm whale. probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
I remember being over here and this eye icon appearing. So there's got to be something that is being missed.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
Would Mrs. I don't know that Mrs. Carey would know anything about that. Nothing on the harpoons. And there's just nothing over here.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Woodman's Lee. Okay. Well.
Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank from this glass recently. Rum, a sailor's drink.
Let me go talk to Mrs. Carey one more time.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Alright, well. So, investigation at Woodman's Lee is completed. Dialogue. Alright. Let's go back to Scotland Yard and see if I can speak to somebody regarding it.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I'm not saying another word.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
We need to find out whether an unskilled, untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Alright.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Let's ask where Mr. Or no, he said Watson, didn't he? Yeah, so we need to go back home to Baker Street. There he is.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Okay. So... Whitechapel. Alright, there we go.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Oh. Oh, so we gotta go back to, this place. Alright, let's grab one of these.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Now we'll go to the butcher. There's our man. Watson, where's the butcher?
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Alright. Oops. Alright. Oh, crud. Alright. Really? There we go.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Alright. Let's see, is there anything else we can possibly... The other thing, too, is... The other thing that's weird is that they're in such a small area in that woodshed. And if Peter is actively trying to defend himself, I mean, yeah, it would take, like, exceptional strength in that small area with a man trying to fight you to defend himself to pin him against the wall with a harpoon. That would be, quite something. Okay, what are we doing? So we need to talk to Liam again. Alright. Yeah, the young boy, the 19-year-old, he's kind of, he wouldn't be strong enough to do that, would he?
I'm not saying another word.
Mr. Holmes?
I'm not saying another word.
Oh. So this is Lestrade's office. Interesting. Portrait of the Queen.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Let's do this. Strength requirement. Some of the facts may be interpreted differently. You can always change the picture of a crime. Let's see. Requires greater strength than the average man. I'm gonna go with feat of strength. Okay.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
I've got an idea, but there's no solid proof yet.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
find a use.
These are the suspect's belongings. A pen. Nothing unusual about it. These are the suspect's belongings. A handkerchief with the initials JHN. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door. I wonder if these are connected.
There you go, CPR.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Let's see. Making a deduction. The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook. This proves the guilt of the person. Well, does it really prove the guilt? It just says his presence was there. I'm gonna go with this one. Valuable bond certificates were kept inside the stolen tin box. Okay. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the certificates. This might have been a motive to kill Peter Carey, but does he have the strength to actually wield the harpoon? See, that's the problem. There's nothing that says Nelligan is the type of... I don't know if that would be his motive. And why weren't there fingerprints done on... I mean, where's the fingerprints evidence on the knife or the... Why don't we have that? Or fingerprints on the harpoon that has Peter nailed to the bloody wall. That would help a great deal. I mean, either one of these could be... I'm more inclined to think this one, though. Okay, no. Alright, let's go talk to Nelligan about the CPR. But I tend to think he's innocent just because of the physical circumstances of harpooning someone like Peter in that small room.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, What exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belonged to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
All right. Marinopoli 27, thank you for that follow. Glad you could join us for some Sherlock Holmes adventures. So we still have these boots. I'm supposed to find a use for them.
I'm not saying another word.
All right, all right. Let's see. Let me go back to Woodman's place. That's the only thing I can think of to go right now. Ms. Carey is still there.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
So there's got to be some place around here for me to be able to use these boots.
Locked.
I would think. So I need to find a use for these boots, but I don't know how to do that. Alright, so his body is gone. Oh, you know what? If they took his body, it's going to be at the morgue, isn't it? Which I think is back at the police station. Alright, so let's go over to the morgue. Let's see, I think that's over here. Maybe Lestrade knows where they took Peter's body.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
So he's not going to be of any help.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I don't know, let me go back and talk to Watson, maybe.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Boy, a room this small and a fireplace, boy, it's gotta be so bloody hot in here. Especially when you're not in winter. You know what, let me enter into Dr. Watson's area. Gosh, okay. Let's see, what about my letters?
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
See, right now I've got these. Find a use for Hurtley's boots. Find a use for Peter's boots. The only thing I can think of is that there is some means of doing this back at the Carey's house.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Alright. Alright, there's gotta be something around here that I'm missing. We've already done that.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here.
Let's see, can't go up that way.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Let me look at my conclusions again. Judith says her husband took care of the garden. And yet, but neither one of these will work. And those won't work. Could it really be a lucky throw? This only explains his presence at the murder. It doesn't explain that he was the murderer. Yeah, see, it's red. Red color highlights logical conflicts between deductions. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense that Nelligan would be the man that... and therefore it wouldn't make sense to select this one. So I don't know how in the what in the world I'm supposed to do. Find a use for these boots. I mean, where am I supposed to do that? Let me go back to Scotland Yard. There may be something there that I can do with these boots.
Mr. Holmes?
These are the suspect's belongings. A pen, nothing unusual about it. These are the suspect's belongings. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Well, I thought we already determined that.
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Okay.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN. These abbreviations mean something, but what? These abbreviations...
Oops.
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Mr. Holmes?
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Well... What is he trying to hide? I haven't the slightest idea. These are his belongings.
These are the suspect's belongings.
You know what? I wonder if I can use that effect on the person themselves. Gosh, I mean, I don't have... There isn't anything more that I can deduce. It doesn't make sense. Looking for papers. No, that's not it. And again, the only thing I can think of is going back to the Carey's place.
Mr. Holmes? At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I don't know where else I would make use of these boots except here at the where the garden is.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
But I can't even walk into the garden. Is Ms. Carey trying to hide something? I don't know. I can't imagine that she would be. I don't know what purpose there would be. The only thing that shows up is that, and I already know what that is. But the rest of this, there's just nothing else there. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about the footprints. Oh.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Okay. So yeah, it's got to be Hurtley's boots.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Good show, Mr. Holmes. Alright, now we got this. And Hurtley's no gardener. Liam Hurtley's boots match the footprints at Woodman's Lee, thus proving that he was there. Judith Carey denies that he was their gardener. Okay. Let's go talk to Ms. Carey once more.
Who could do such a thing?
Okay, so
poor
she's...
husband.
There's nothing more there to speak with her. Let's go back and talk to Hurtley again.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Well, we already did this. No. Select the correct answer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
I mean, if this isn't the answer, why do you even put it in with the, why would you even put it in with the selection here?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
It's really interesting if he wanted to more secure his innocence, he should have just acknowledged that he was the gardener, and that's why he went there to get his tools, based upon the statement that he made previously that he went to get his tools. I mean, why lie about it and just become more suspect? Alright, so... yeah... where would the tools have been?
It seems that the garden was well maintained.